Hello, and welcome to the end. This is the final episode in this series for beginners. Today, we will find a stronghold, battle the Ender Dragon, and get some elytra and shulker boxes. The goal of this series has been to help non-gamers get up to speed quickly if they're trying to play with their kids, or to just have a quick primer if they're new to the game. I'm going to grab this pumpkin and pull some glass out of my furnace to top off the list of the stuff I'm bringing with me. The reason for the glass is we're going to make a couple glass bottles. We're going to capture dragon's breath. It's a good potion ingredient, but it only comes from the Ender Dragon. As for this pumpkin, I'm going to set it over here for a second. So I've been trying to get Silk Touch on my pickaxe for quite some time now. At this point, it's got Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 4, which is great, but you have to disenchant it in order to put more enchantments on it. At this point, I haven't picked up a Silk Touch book, or I would just use the anvil. So let's grab out the lapis lazuli, put it back into the enchanting table, and see what we roll. Oh, so we have Silk Touch as the middle enchantment, and Unbreaking 3 is the highest enchantment. Often, the table will give you more than what is shown, so I'm thinking if I click on Unbreaking, I will also get Silk Touch. Let's see what happens. Oh no! Why did it give me Fortune 3? Okay, so this is kind of terrible, because I already have a Fortune pickaxe, but it's Fortune 2, but I've already put Mending on it. So which one do I disenchant? The one that has a lower Fortune enchantment, but it has Mending, or this pickaxe that has Fortune 3, but no Mending? Well, as painful as it is, I'm going to disenchant the one with Fortune 3, because I really need Silk Touch. Time has passed. I never got Silk Touch. I'm well below 30, and I'm a little tired of dealing with this pickaxe. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some lower level enchantments on all of my armor and head on out. We've got stuff to do today. I have collected everything I want to take with me in this barrel, but before I go, we need to craft together a few things. Let's start with the firework rockets. Once you get wings, or elytra, you need rockets to power them. So this is my entire collection of gunpowder from just randomly killing ghasts and creepers. So you can find fireworks on the crafting table, and if you just click on it, which I did not mean to do, you're only going to get a duration 1 firework. To increase the duration, you put the paper in the top left corner and then surround it with gunpowder. If you have all 3 filled up, then you're going to get duration 3 fireworks. They just last longer. That's it. But they do use more gunpowder. The final thing we need to craft is the Eye of Ender, and this is why we went to the Nether and got those blaze rods and ender pearls. This is a recipe you can do without the crafting table. So you need to turn the blaze rods into blaze powder, and then you get Eye of Ender. This is a critical component for finding the stronghold and defeating the dragon. Let's start with just 2. Oh, the pumpkin. I almost forgot about the pumpkin. Grab your shears and shear the pumpkin, turning it into a jack-o'-lantern. And just bring this with you. We'll talk about it later. Okay, we are all ready for Tier 6. Find a stronghold. Don't forget to bring your bed. Bringing a bed is very important in this endeavor. Okay, let's head outside. We're going to find a nice open space, and I'm going to show you how to find a stronghold. You are going to use an Eye of Ender. You just throw it in the air, click and throw it in the air, and then observe which direction it goes. Walk that direction, pick it up, and throw it again. Okay, it is still going away from me. Oh, but this time it broke and fell apart, so I cannot collect it. I'm just going to head this direction for a couple 100 blocks, and then I'm going to throw the eye again. The eye has a 20% chance of shattering and being lost forever, so I want to be a little bit conservative, even though I think I have a lot. This river goes basically in the direction I'm interested in, so while I'm rowing, I'm going to go over all the things that I think you should bring with you on this adventure. The absolute essentials are all of your tools and weapons, that stack of blaze rods and ender pearls, and a bed. Some helpful items are stacks of blocks, like wood or stone to be used for bridging or to make stuff, buckets for water, and a ladder, or soul sand and kelp. That's to help you get back out when you're done with the stronghold. Some very optional things are things like redstone. I use it as a path because a stronghold is a maze and I get lost. Empty glass bottles to get dragon's breath, and a carved pumpkin. If you wear it like a helmet, you can look directly at an enderman and they won't become hostile. Now, thinking ahead, You want to bring some wood or pre-made chests. You want to bring a crafting table, and then enchanted books for your elytra. You want Unbreaking 3 and Mending, and then of course you need to bring an anvil in order to put those books onto the elytra. Ah, there's a village. I have found strongholds below villages many, many times. So we're going to hop up here and we're going to throw our Eye of Ender. And it still just goes forward. So cool. I think I'm going to poke around in this village real quick, go to the other side of it, and then throw the Eye of Ender again. So I'm back in the water. There's the village behind me, and I'm going to throw the Eye of Ender again. And oh dear. So it looks A, like I have to head back to the village, and B, it broke apart. So I'm going to have to make a new eye. Back in the village, through the eye, and it's still going forward. So let's go pick this up, but then I want to go backwards a little bit. I'm just going to stand here and try again. Oh, so it sank into the ground there. Did you see that? That's where we're going to dig. So I'm going to do the same thing that I do when I'm digging for diamonds. I'm just going to dig 3 across all the way down. The biggest difference this time is instead of making a bubble elevator to get back up, I'm going to use ladders. I put torches on one side, and then I'm going to put ladders running all the way down as I dig. Strongholds can be found at any Y level, and what we're looking for are stone bricks. That's what we're digging for. Oh, there's some bricks. But those are tough bricks. That means we find a trial chamber, not a stronghold. Well, this is going to take a little thought. A trial chamber is a new structure, and they're super fun, especially great to play with your kids. But they can be very dangerous. So we're going to set a bed down and reset our spawn point before we open this up and see what's underneath us. It might be that there's monster spawners right below us. Let's see, I can see a chest. All right, let's make our way down. Okay. Well, this looks like just sort of like a foyer or entry room. This is fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean off these lamps with our axe. It's the use button. You're not trying to attack the lamps. And what happens is they brighten up and they light up the area for a little bit until they reoxidize. Okay, we're going to poke around a little bit and see what we got here. Just around the corner, this is one of the main trial chambers. And I can see 3 mob spawners ahead of me. I'm trying to creep a little bit closer so you can see it. But this is what we want to avoid because we're alone and we're unprepared. But this is the kind of stuff, I'm telling you, it's super fun. So I poked around a little bit and I was able to determine that we can continue to dig right in the same coordinates. There are no trial chambers underneath here. It's safe to dig. It's just solid stone under here. So we can keep going down. Oh, that was fast. Okay, so here we are. This is a mossy stone brick. This is the entrance to the stronghold. There's a little staircase here we're going to head down. Cool. The hardest part of a stronghold is getting lost in a maze, honestly. It's dark, so mobs are going to spawn in the dark, but otherwise it's kind of just quiet and safe. There is a new mob in here called an endermite, and they come out of the crackstone there. And it kind of depends on your difficulty. So if you're set to hard, they might come out more than if you're just set to easy or normal. We're going to break through this wall here to check out this hallway. And remember, it's a maze, so it might be easy and it might be really hard to find the chamber we're looking for, which is called a portal room. It has the end portal in it. Yeah. Oh, hey, here we go. We just found it. That's pretty cool. Right here, this is an endermite spawner. I'm going to throw a torch on it real fast, but it doesn't actually stop them from spawning. So we're going to have to kill these little ankle biters. And then usually, I don't even put the torch on there. I just hit it with a pickaxe and break it. But I wanted to show you what these things look like. They can be pretty deadly if you don't have good boots on. But let's do what I usually do, which is break this thing. I'm curious, does everybody break this? Or do other people do things with that spawner? Anyway. This is the end portal, and this is the first time I've ever seen it with absolutely no Eye of Ender in the slots. So it's a good thing we brought enough. I like to get rid of the lava. I turn it into obsidian, just for accidents. And then I turn this one into obsidian and put my bed here. let's go get the bed and reset our spawn point. Oh, you know what, guys? We're not going to go explore anymore. There's a whole maze of stuff out in the Stronghold, but I want to get you guys onto the Ender Dragon. So let's set our spawn point, put down a crafting table and a chest, kind of dump some stuff, and get on with it. Because there are 0 Eye of Ender in this Ender portal, we have to actually turn 12 of these Ender pearls into Eye of Ender. But we can do that, and then you just place them in the portal. It is directional, so you can see how I'm placing them. And don't worry, if you place it wrong, you can break them, pop them off, and place them again. So this is the final row, and we will place the last one, and the portal is open. I don't know, it's cool every single time. This is a guide for beginners, so we need to talk about the carved pumpkin. You can wear it as a helmet, and if you're wearing it as a helmet, you can directly look at an Enderman and they will not bother you. The problem is you can't actually see your hand in front of your face. Okay, you can see your hand. Anyway, so unless you have a mod or you're playing with a kid who's actually going to do all the work, I say let's leave the pumpkin in the chest. Okay, enough talking. Let's do this. Tier 7. Defeat the Ender Dragon. Check your inventory. Let's make sure we have some stuff. You need some Ender Pearls. You need your tools. You do want to bring some solid blocks. The bucket of water is for the Endermen. They don't like it. They don't like it. Get some scaffolding, glass bottles if you like it, and all your other bits and pieces if you want to bring them. Let's go. Sometimes you spawn into a box like this with an obsidian floor, and sometimes you just spawn on an obsidian floor. Either way, you need to go up to get to the dragon. So since we're in a box, we're just going to dig our way up. This is just end stone. There's no lava. There's nothing like that. You can see that pink boss bar. That means that the Ender Dragon has full health. Now that we're up here, we can take a look around. There are 12 giant columns of obsidian with end crystals on top. And the Ender Dragon is recharged by those end crystals. Oh, no. Okay, that wasn't too bad. The Ender Dragon is recharged by the end crystals, and so you have to break all 12 of them before you actually can start attacking the Ender Dragon and having the Ender Dragon take damage. This is where I like to use the scaffolding, but you can also use solid blocks. So you tower up. Let's get at least one down. Use my pickaxe, break the end crystal. I didn't take any damage, but end crystals can be deadly, so be careful. Oh, that pink stuff out there, that's the dragon's breath that we're going to collect with the pink bottles. It's also deadly, so you don't want to be in it. We're at a different tower, and this end crystal is surrounded by an iron cage. First you break the cage, then you break the crystal. It's pretty simple. And then head on back down. From any position, you can try and take out a crystal with your bow and arrow. Yay! Some people can get all 12 with their bow and arrow. I got 2. I'm pretty pleased with that. This, I think, is going to be too far for me. I think this is going to be my last one. So let's hop up here and just kind of look around. It's very dark here. Thank goodness these crystals glow. Yep, I got them all. So now I'm going to head down and start whacking at the Ender Dragon. Oh, here's some dragon's breath. Let's go ahead and scoop that up with our bottles. So you use button to scoop up the dragon's breath and try not to die. This is the ingredient you need if you want to make your potions linger. The best time to attack the dragon is when they've landed on the plinth. They'll just sit there and you can whack at it with your sword. I'm standing in a pool of water that I placed because Endermen avoid water, and looking at Endermen is pretty much how I die. You can also shoot the dragon with your bow, but I seem to be standing in magic, and I've just looked at an Enderman, so goodness gracious. I'm so close to the end. I just have to get a few more whacks on this dragon, and it'll start to break apart. I did it! That's what it looks like when it's all breaking apart, and that's what an Enderman looks like when it's angry at you and chasing you down. Hold on a second. Let me deal with this. Okay, it went away. So all the green orbs. This is all the XP you pick up from killing the Ender Dragon. It's a lot. I did it! And the one thing I don't have to tell you is how many times I died doing this. Because who cares? You don't care. You just wanted to see me kill the Ender Dragon. Okay, so now this is our portal back home, and it'll put us back into the Stronghold. But that's not where we're headed. We're looking for something else right now. There it is. That's a portal to the Outer Islands. They're always floating like this, so you're going to need something like scaffolding or stairs or solid blocks to get up to it. To travel to the outer islands, you need a single ender pearl. And what you're going to do is you're going to throw or use the pearl into that sparkly chamber, and then you'll automatically teleport somewhere into the outer islands. The outer islands are a pretty simple wasteland just filled with chorus fruit and endermen. We're looking for end cities and specifically end ships. Unless you're looking at a map of structures, you're just going to pick a direction and go. Let's go this way. So the end dimension is made up of just a series of islands. At some point, you're going to have to bridge between two islands. So I'm just going to go over again the two different ways we can bridge in Bedrock. So, oops. So in Bedrock, you can get your cursor out into the void and just place blocks. It's a bit weird, but it works. This is great for going in a straight line, but I prefer the other way if I'm going diagonal. So if I'm trying to build a diagonal bridge, I find it easier to look at the bridge and back up. Either way, if you're bridging, you should be crouching. So let's look back at our bridge. It's a little silly looking. Oh well. And that's a little portal thing. That's how we get back. So you don't want to lose that location. Hey, it's an end city. Cool. We actually haven't been traveling that far. Oh, and an end ship. Right there, floating next to it. Well, that's pretty cool. All right, let's make our way over there. So if you have an end ship, I recommend going to that first. The end ship is where the elytra or wings are kept. And with wings, you'll survive a little bit better if you're hit by a shulker, because shulkers make you float in the air, and then with wings, you can glide back down. To get into an end ship is so simple. Use your scaffolding, pillar up on blocks, and break into the bottom of the hull. As we peek in here, we can see there's some chests and a shulker. That little guy. Yep. So at this point, just get out your bow and arrow again and shoot it. Okay, all clear. Let's go check it out. We got 2 chests. We got a shulker shell, which is what we're looking for, and the wings. Up there is more danger, but right now we've cleared this area, so it's not dangerous and we can poke about. Let's get the wings off this item frame. And the way you put on wings is you swap it out with your chest plate. And now you got wings. How cool. If you jump, you'll, glide face first into the floor. Looks really, really fancy. So up here is a potion stand, and it's going to have 2 potions in it of instant health. So you can collect all of that. And then as we continue up, there's another shulker up here. So just be a little bit careful. It's usually over here behind this wall. There it is. Let's shoot it dead and see if we can get its shulker shell. Does not look like it dropped a shell. Oh well. Let's go get my favorite thing in a ship. Well, minus the wings, of course. So on the prow of the ship is the dragon head. It's on the prow of every ship, so it's not actually all that special. It's just the coolest thing in the game. If you carefully break it so it doesn't fall to the ground, you can wear it as a helmet. I mean, come on. It's so cool. Guys, I made a craft video where you can make this helmet in real life to this scale because I love it so much and it's so silly. Now, I could just jump and glide off of the end ship, but I want to keep my scaffolding. So I'm going to walk out of here. Here's the entrance to any end city. It's going to have 2 shulkers flanking the front door. So you just kind of peek around the corner and you kill them with your sword. Those geometric shapes are what make you float if they hit you. So see, now I'm floating, but because I've got something over top of me, I can't float all the way up into the air. And of course, because I'm wearing wings, I could just glide down at any time. End cities are a little bit of it's not a maze, it's more of like a parkour course, where once you get up anywhere, you kind of have to jump around on slabs to get up higher. This is where I love the scaffolding. So I'll just put down scaffolding here and climb straight up the middle of the tower. I've come to a crossroads and I'm going to put a block here, and then I've already killed this shulker here. So I need to go get the shell and kill any other shulkers that might be lurking inside this room. Oh, there you are. So they can teleport, and that's what that one just did. So now who knows where that shulker is. But that's okay. I'm going to show you why we're killing shulkers. So let me dig out a chest real quick. And once I have 2 shells and a chest in my inventory, I can make a shulker box. You set down a shulker box and it kind of acts like a chest where you can just put a whole bunch of stuff in it. But where it's so different and so special is if I break a shulker box, unlike a chest, it will keep the items inside it, go into my inventory, and now I'm carrying all those items around. So I've just exponentially increased my inventory. So between shulker boxes and bundles, inventory in Minecraft is amazing. So I have one more thing to show you in here, and it's in this room, right up there. So I'm going to have to kill the 2 shulkers that are flanking it and get up to that higher level once I've got them killed. Let me get this chest out of the way. I want to show you the dark one behind it. This is called an ender chest. An ender chest is specific to each player. So if I open the chest and put stuff in, only I can see the things inside that chest. And also, no matter where I go in the world and whose ender chest I open, that stuff will be there and it'll never go away. It's always in my ender chest. So I'm just going to put a couple things in here and leave it be. This is exactly why I was trying to get a silk touch tool. Any silk touch tool will break this, but a pickaxe is best. If I don't use silk touch to break this chest, it's just going to break apart into 8 obsidian blocks. I will not actually pick up the chest, but don't worry, my stuff is safe even if I destroy the chest. I think we've spent enough time at the end, and it's time to teach you guys how to fly and to go home. So get your rocket in your hotbar, and that's the direction we're going to go. And I'm up high, so I'm not having to jump this time. There's going to be some gliding going on. You're going to be using your jump button. So it's a double click on whatever button you use to jump. And you glide. And that's it. And at some point, you're going to run out of steam. And that's when you fire off a single rocket. And a rocket's going to give you the power to keep that glide and momentum forward. And where we're heading is that little end portal-y thing. So I'm going to go up high so I can make sure I get there. And then to land without crashing, the easiest thing is to kind of spin around in a circle, especially if you've got a little energy. And out. And you land as best as you can. So here's our little end portal thingy. And we're going to use our scaffolding, use our ender pearl, and go home. That's basically it. To get back to the overworld, we go back to where we killed the ender dragon. So that's where we go. I'm leaving my scaffolding here because I might want to come back for more shulker shells. I don't know, but I can make more scaffolding. You can actually make more of these end gateways. It requires respawning the ender dragon, which requires gas tiers, which we've already picked up a few. This is maybe for a deeper dive video. Going back to the overworld is as simple as jumping in. And you're going to see the end credits the first time you do it, which is kind of cool. You should read it. But I've already read it. Oh, and now's the time where you might say, but Bobbin, you forgot the dragon egg. And I'll say, yeah, I sure did. And I didn't even notice until I started editing and it was entirely too late to go back. It's so nice to be above ground. Let's collect our boat because we're going to fly home. Let's talk about flying. The first step is to identify the button you push to jump. Now press that button twice quickly. You'll hop up and glide forward. If you're high on a cliff, you can glide to the bottom. Now, if you want to launch yourself, you need to make 2 quick hops, and then with your use button, use the rocket to fly upwards. You'll get the hang of it, and now we just glide home. Flying is a lot easier. If you have a big render distance, if it's really short, you just end up flying into a lot of white all the time. Oh, hey look, it's our home. Landing can be deadly. So as I mentioned earlier, if you do a nice spin, it slows you down and makes the landing more soft. It also might make you vomit. I apologize for this. Y'all, I have spent half a day and all of the dragon XP trying to get silk touch on this pickaxe. It's not happening. To make an ender chest, you need 1 eye of ender and 8 obsidian. But to break it and carry it around after you place it, you're going to need a tool with silk touch enchantment. Here it is. Now let's look inside. See? Here's the stuff I put in that other ender chest in the end city. A whole other dimension. That does it for this series. I hope you learned something. I'm considering starting a new Bedrock survival series that goes much slower and delves deeper into every topic. If this would be interesting to you, subscribe and keep a lookout in a few weeks for a new survival guide video. Bye!